Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey, yo, what's good, my peeps? That's right. You landed on the Flyers channel on the dopest network, Startup Masters. That's right. We got the dopest content, the best guests, the livest feedback, so that you, my friend, you business owner, you don't have to swipe that knee up to scrape your knee up to the white meat. We over here talking about team no white meat. I'm talking white meat to where it hurt. Like when you pour that alcohol in there, like it just burns and you cried and you didn't understand why your mama did it to you. Well, folks, we're here sharing the content as a business owner so you don't have to make the same mistakes that we did. I'm your host, Kalia Guillory. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms. That's at kogpassion.com. And man, I'm happy to have you here today. G, what's good with you?
What up, folks? What's up, good people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. And, of course, we talk about the entrepreneurial gems right here at this table. We're talking about things that take your business to the next level. And we're doing this, folks. We're not doing this because there's popularity in this. We're not doing this because we just got an extra hour every week to play around with some folks. We're doing this to sow into your business. We're doing this to ensure that our community rises. All of us, everyone. We share our trials, our tribulations. We share the journey. We share the ins and outs of the things we go through every day in business so that you can either avoid or pivot into greatness. That's what we're doing right here at Startup Masters. So remember, folks, we only go live for the first 15, 20 minutes. After that, you've got to go subscribe. And, of course, we will give you that subscription information later in the show. And we've had some great shows, KG.
Listen,
Kevin's show last week was fire. And
still flaming.
You know, Glow Aesthetics before that. We've had some fire shows.
Hitting it.
And I think that we continue to get this ramp up, right? I think that we continue to be blessed with entrepreneurs who have been out here grinding, doing their thing, that have been out here showing that example of excellence in what they do.
Yeah.
And not just building businesses to build businesses, but also to address issues in our community and our society. One of those issues in particular are mental disorders or mental illnesses. And today, we've got someone who specializes in this realm. We've got the one, the only psychotherapist, Miss Glenda Demas of Pearls of Change. Glenda, what's up?
Not too much. Hi.
Thank
y'all for having me. First and foremost, thank you
Yeah.
for having me this evening. I'm greatly appreciative.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate you being here. Like I said, not just for the glitz and glamour,
Of course.
but we're here to sow seeds.
Okay.
We're here. It's about the business. It's been far too long that society has been structured in a way where those who are wealthy get wealthier,
Right.
and those who don't have that knowledge fall by the wayside. We built this show to sow back into everyone to get these entrepreneurial gems. And of course, It's about the journey.
Right.
You ready to take this journey with us?
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do this. So, folks, for those that tuned in, get your pads, your pens. Make sure you get these digital gems that we're about to drop, because we're going to go on this journey, this ride. Like we like to say here at the table, we're going to hop in this DeLorean. Okay. We're going to hit 88 miles an hour. We're going back in the time. This might be before your time. We're going back in the time. She hit you with the boom early?
She hit the girl boom. No,
girl boom.
It's her time.
Girl boom. Get on out of here with that. Go on.
Right.
So we're going to take it back in time when you said there's got to be something better, and I need to put out these pearls of change. What was going on in your life?
Well, it's the beautiful story behind how Pearls of Change became.
Okay.
So I was a school teacher in a classroom, and I was like, geez, there has to be something greater for me. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? There's something more to it, right?
What grade were you teaching?
Junior high school.
Okay.
I had
What subject?
6th through 8th grade, and I was a speech teacher at the time.
Okay.
So, of course, with that being stated, every kid that came through my door, every day you got a word of the day, and you better articulate it properly. Okay?
Come on.
So,
Pronounce.
Right. But at the time, I was like, there has to be more to, what I'm doing, because, gosh, if I can reach these kids in this capacity, clearly there's something greater out there that I could be doing. Not saying that what I was doing wasn't great, and I was fulfilled, but I just felt like I had a greater purpose. So there was this young lady that I knew. She had started this tutoring service, and it was kind of like a what you call it, where is it franchise. It was a franchise where she could anybody could open it up. So I was like, you know what, maybe I can start there. Maybe I can, work with kids outside of schools, start my own tutoring service, and grow into something more from there. So I went through the entire process. They approved me to be a franchisee, and the name was Pearls of Change. I said, what dropped in my spirit was Pearls of Change. So then, went through that, locating the location of where it was going to be. It was going to be in Katy. And then something said, baby girl, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. This is not what I have for you. Wait a minute.
Gotta hear him.
But thank you for bringing that name into fruition, because you're going to do something greater and different with that. So at the time, I was in school to become a counselor. And at that point, I was like, okay, so this is what I'm about to be doing. So graduated from graduate school with my counseling degree, and haven't looked back. So Pearls of Change, what is Pearls of Change? Pearls of Change has turned into not only an outreach program within the community, but it is booming and to become something far greater than what I expected. My goal is to expand on that and reach every city, every state, every continent. We're raising awareness over mental illness.
And that's important.
Absolutely.
And we've got to make sure that conversation continues to be pressed, especially now. And I want to pin that, because we're definitely going to dive deep into that future and where we're going with that. But I want to peel the onion back a little bit at this infancy stage, because I think a lot of times entrepreneurs, or those who want to be entrepreneurs, they see the glitz and glamour of this business that's been built. They have no idea what people are going through to bring that business to fruition, right?
Absolutely.
So when you've got this word, you've got the title, the name of this business, you've pivoted literally from franchise to, no, I want to do something a little bit different. What's going on in your spirit at that moment when when that anguish is happening, when you're trying to say, how do I bring this new baby in this new vessel to life?
I never at any point felt like what I was doing was in vain. There were times that I worked for free. Meaning I saw clients free of charge.
Come on.
I was an intern for almost 2 years, but still everything I did was under Pearls of Change. I've been blessed, whereas every company that I worked with gave me the opportunity to grow and to be my own person. So as I would go out and see clients, in foster care. I worked with kids that were in foster care. They knew me as, oh, that's Glenda Demas with Pearls of Change. It was never, that's Glenda Demas with Enlightened Souls or Glenda Demas with Blue Nostalgia. Wow, that's her. And they were okay with me being who I am because who I am was my brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
y'all better have got that.
Come on.
I'm gonna come back to it. Listen,
Do it, KG. You better do it.
say it again one more time, Glenda.
let me say it again.
But make sure you got your digital pen and pad, as my G would say.
Who
Yes.
I am as Glenda Demas represents Pearls of Change. So God blessed me to work with individuals that didn't want me to go in as them, but was okay with me going in as myself. And that's what really grew me into where I am today. And I'm grateful to say, you all, I've not had to market myself one time. Every single TV show, radio station, podcast, everything that I've done, it's from people saying, man, I want to work with her. Like, what she represents is something serious. I want to do that. I'm so excited to share, this with you all, that I've had the now opportunity to partner up with NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Illness, directly appointed as a board member.
Come on.
Whereas I will be installed 2019.
Oh,
So here I am
Live hand
again.
clap for that. Yeah,
Here I am
definitely.
again as Glenda Demas representing Pearls of Change. So I would share, if I had to tell anybody that was starting out and trying to figure out their calling, make sure that what you're wanting to do is tied to impact. Because when you have impact, everything else is going to come. It's not about, we would say it's not about making money. It is about making money because you have to make sure you have the cash flow and the capital to be able to do what you need to do. But so many doors have been opened up for me to be able to walk into my purpose, walk into my calling, and I've not had any hiccups along the way. Luckily to say,
No roadblocks.
no roadblocks.
No
at
obstacles to
all.
overcome.
No obstacles to overcome, because you know what? I didn't look at anything that I've gone through as an obstacle.
A challenge.
When I worked for free, I considered that to be training.
Yeah.
When I worked for free, I considered that to be my way of giving of my talent. So when you give your talents and you're blessing somebody else, it's never a challenge. It's always a setup for something greater.
Come on, you better set it up.
Listen.
You better set it up for greater.
better-
There's
you
greater
better.
later.
You better.
Come
Yeah.
on. And sometimes you have
Take
to
that
market
mess into
to
a
get
blessing.
a greater blessing. Right? Am I right? As I
Absolutely.
pivot
You
on
better
this
pivot.
on this 12 minute let me get to y'all real quick. This particular portion of the show is sponsored by True Digital. So you're online right now and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give us a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at 832-934-4436 or send us an email over to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free, yes, we said it, free 30-minute strategy consultation, folks. So,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to True Digital. Make sure you get with them so we can ensure your business prospers through marketing.
Can we talk? We got to go back a little bit.
Do it. Let's
Talking
do it.
about business prospers, because I think this might be in Startup Masters history where we had a guest that said, "Hey,
We good.
I'm good.
Start to finish.
Hey, soup to nuts, baby.
Come
like
on.
this is good." But I think there's something special to say about that, because when you started the story, you talked about listening to your spirit, listening to the inner voices, listening to the source, or whatever people might say. And I think there might be some alignment there. So can you talk about how you got to that point? You know what I mean? Because I'm guessing you've been on a journey holistically.
So most importantly, I would have to back up and talk about what mental illness and all of that means to me. I grew up with the challenge of obsessive compulsive disorder. And as a child, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I struggled with. I just thought I was this kid that was overly obsessed about everything. Like, if you touch me, why did you touch me? My clothes in my closet had to be color coordinated. If something was out of sync in my life, I could never like put that thought to rest. So for me, it was like it has to be something more. Like, what is it? What is this? And it wasn't until 4 years ago that I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder with general anxiety disorder. And at that point, I was like, I wonder how many other individuals live with a mental illness, but are afraid to say, I'm depressed or I have anxiety. So I realized at that point, wow, that's your calling. You're walking in your calling. Like, God gave you your challenge so that you will be bold enough to share it with others, and then the rest will be history. One of my girlfriends told me, she just shared this with me out of the blue. She knew that I was a counselor, and 3-4 years ago when I was first starting out, that I worked for free, all these things. And she just came to me and she said, you know what? Your destiny and your purpose is going to put you in a different realm that is going to make you extremely successful. But when she said it, money never popped in my head, because, again, I'm looking at it like this is my destiny. Like, this is something that was my life, something that I lived, and I'm sure it's something that someone else lives. So don't attach a price tag to that when you're saying that you're trying to change lives, when you're trying to truly help someone or share with someone that you can overcome something. You can't put a price tag on that. So when we talk about walking in your destiny and purpose and listening to that gut, it was like when I realized that my calling was not even about me, but yet about others, everything made sense to me at that point. So it was important to me along the way to listen to everything that internally came about. And I kid you not, I've not linked up and done not one partnership that has caused me any anguish.
Ain't that something? You better learn to listen, folks.
Walk in that
You
purpose.
You better learn to listen. That internal, listen, okay? And you might want to listen to me, because I told y'all earlier, Facebook Live was only going to be for a little bit of time. And guess what? We're about to kick off Facebook. And want to say what's up to Pretty Unique. We see you in the building, Monique, January, and, of course, anyone else who's watching right now. And for those that watch this Facebook Live a little bit later, because obviously our numbers grow exponentially over time after we drop the Facebook Live. Remember, folks, you've got to go subscribe to get the rest of this show. So head over to sphere.tv/startup masters. We've got a few options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart. We're even with your mama in the kitchen on that Amazon Alexa. We're anywhere and everywhere podcasts can be found. And, of course, share it out with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share it out with your lovers. Share it with your haters. Share it with anyone you know that needs information about bringing a business to fruition. And give us that constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. We want to be able to create better shows and better content for you all. So when you do subscribe, give us those likes, those dislikes, hit those stars, give us those comments so we can continue to build. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We've got a couple of options. You can donate one time right on the website, or you can click that Patreon button. And let me tell you, there's some special stuff coming from Patreon. We're doing some exclusive stuff with our guests, with our hosts, exclusive content that's going to be just for you on Patreon from all the different shows on the network. And we're going to have a couple of tiers that you can hop into where you can get this content that will not be a part of the iTunes podcast or YouTube or anywhere that we're currently streaming. It will only be on Patreon. So for those that truly love what we're doing, make sure you go subscribe right here at the Sphere. So, Glenda, let's keep this party going.
Okay.
And I wanna really give our listeners, for those that are with us now, for those that are watching this at home on YouTube or they're listening to this on Spotify, talk about the needs that surround Pearls of Change from your clientele perspective. What can a client expect, and what type of client should be the one to reach out to say, hey, I need assistance from Pearls of Change?
Okay. So the type of client that would reach out to Pearls of Change would be the client that is struggling with a mental illness.
Okay.
Bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, you name it.
And I'm a hop in real quick with that. How does one know that they're struggling with that?
Well, that's great. That's an amazing question.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that
Sure.
question, because I'll be more than happy to elaborate on that.
Yeah, that was an alley-oop.
Yeah, I saw you with the Euro step also.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
All right then.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My boys play basketball, both of them. So I'm all, we're all with it. But
Nice.
being able to identify your presenting challenge is very important. Depending on what your challenge is, if you're struggling with anxiety, if you experience shortness of breath, like your heart is racing and you can't think straight, and you're almost like really like all over the place over one small thing, that's anxiety. Whether it's I'm preparing for a test or this job interview, or I have anything you can think of that throws you out of whack, I'm 100% certain would be identified as anxiety. Depression would be those signs of of sadness, you not wanting to participate in day-to-day activities. Retrieving, like pulling back from your friends and your family members. And the one thing that you want to cue into of someone that is depressed, that once they lose interest in outside activities, meaning dinner, movies, talking on the phone, you can't reach them for any reason, and that's a high, like clinically depressed, like they're at a different state, whereas you really want to, kind of pull them in and push them to get some assistance. And then you have a little bit more, post-traumatic stress disorder, bipolar disorder. We could be here all day talking about those.
Sure.
But I just wanted to talk to a few of the more common, which is depression, anxiety, that we see, individuals with every day that they don't know that that's exactly what it is that they're struggling with. Yeah. So, when you come to Pearls of Change, what you get, most importantly, you're going to get a wealth of knowledge on how to handle self-care. The most important thing, which is self-care. How to help yourself overcome whatever your presenting challenge is. And then, of course, yes, we're going to move towards those treatment plans, but that's a part of therapy. But those resources and educating yourself and being able to provide for you what you need is what you will get when you come to Pearls of Change.
Love it.
Okay, now you just mentioned something that's extremely important.
Okay.
Self-care.
Yes.
You are on a day-to-day basis. How many clients do you see? How many?
Oh boy, on a good day.
On any given day.
On a good day, I'd probably have about, I'd say 8 clients.
So on any given day, 8 clients throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
We could chop that up for a month.
Oh God.
With these
I don't even want to think about it. Right.
With all these
all of them.
PTSD,
ABCD,
Seriously, yeah.
all of them.
HD, SD.
Suicidal ideation.
Come on.
All
All
of
of
them.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet, because I've interacted with you now for 23 minutes, that you are engaged. You are taking on these clients and you really truly want to get to the impact. But let me ask, how are you ensuring that doctor, that you are ensuring that your personal self-care, those expectations are met?
It's so funny that you asked that question of me. And as you were asking it, I was just reflecting on when I started out 3-4 years ago. And when I first started out, as I shared, I was the therapist that would go in and work with kids that were in foster care. Well, we all know, any human being has a soft spot for kids, right? I wanted to take every single one of them home with me. In my 3,600 square foot home, I wanted to knock down some walls and figure out how each one of them could have a room. But then I realized you can't do that. You got to separate yourself from their reality and your reality. What was most important at that moment was me giving them the best version of me. So what I realized was you got to pull that emotion out of it, Glenda, and be who they need at that moment. And who majority of every single one of my clients need at the moment is someone that reminds them that there's hope. So I can't be who you need to be if I'm not what I tell everybody, solid. I have to be solid for myself. So what do? I make sure that I eat very healthy. I work out at least 3 to 4 times a week. Shout out to Zoe Performance. I'm sorry, but I just have to because that is my therapy.
Yeah.
That's my therapy. That's my time to work out. This is
your gym time.
That's my gym time. Okay. I schedule my gym time around my clients. Because it's important for me, as you stated, that self-care is very important. I can't be my best for you if I'm not my best for myself.
Come on.
And I realized that, again, when I started out, because I would go home drained, just so drained, but emotionally drained, because I'm like, gosh, how could this happen to this child? And how, all these things, and I'm bringing it into my home. And I had to say, if this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life, you got to draw that line, and you got to remember, take care of you. So the most important thing I would tell anybody, and it's not just someone that's in a position helping doctors, physicians, whatever, anybody that's in business for yourself, you have to create that you time. You have to say, you know what, I'm turning the phone off at 8 o'clock. I have 2 cell phones. Everybody doesn't have one line.
Come on, Kevin Gates.
There's 2 different phones. One number is all business and the other is all personal. On the weekend, I'm all personal. I don't turn my other line on at all. That's my disconnecting from work. That's my opportunity to disconnect. So I would encourage anyone, you have to make sure that you draw that line and create those boundaries for yourself to say, you know what, this is my time for me. I love what I do, but this is my time for me.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And what I love the most was that I have to be a vessel of hope for these people.
Come on.
Oh, I mean, it's so I can pick that apart in so many different ways in a very great way. That was really inspiring. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
But
That's
something else in the word that I got, I don't know if you caught this.
Perhaps.
Whenever you said that you have to be a ray of hope for these people, you smiled. And I think we sometimes forget that our smile is very important. It actually is contagious, especially in the business world. And perhaps you might not be confident with your smile, but guess what? This portion of the show, sponsored by our good friends over at Smile Design Studios.
How perfect.
Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and offer you professional recommendations. Let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or check out our website at www.sdshouston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients receive a free, free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family. Shout out to Dr. Ellis.
Yeah, doing her
You
thing.
can always also catch her on Docs,
Yes, indeed.
on the network.
Yeah. Yeah, the physicians are over there killing it. So let me, How do
Go
there's
for it.
always this moment when you realize that people have realized how important self-care is.
Yeah.
That light bulb goes off and their business starts to flow properly. When businesses are flowing properly, usually that means that there are things that are in place that provides efficiency. Talk a little bit about some of the things you've learned over time to put into a rinse and repeat style mode, or things that run to some degree on autopilot that have worked really well to aid to your success.
I would say a solid team. Whom I work with, the individuals that are in place with me, helps this keep going. So I'm partnered with Therapeutic Alliance, and my partner, my mentor, my everything, when I tell you, he is absolutely amazing. You are only as strong as the individuals around you. You can never go in as if you know it all, because in business, you're always learning. And what I realized, coming into this field and knowing that there's a lot that goes into it, you could be sued at any given moment. If a client feels like she had me thinking that I was going to be whatever and this didn't happen, you know what? I'm going to call the board and I'm going to file a complaint or something like that. But the important thing that I realized is having that individual in place that walks alongside me, my partner, is what makes the difference. We have everything that we need that helps us push forward comes through knowledge and training and all of that. But you can have those things and not really use them the way they should be. But then there's somebody, again, in place right alongside you, reminding you, hey, this is how we should do this. And that's having, again, I can't stress enough, no one person can go out there and start a business and become that mogul that you would like to be without a team. A person that's holding your hand and guiding you and picking up on the little things that you may miss along the way. So keeping it running and flowing and progressing and successful is having that person, those individuals that support me and that believe in my vision, what we're doing, and that's on the right track and walking alongside me. That's what's most important.
I love it. That team. How often have we heard that, KG? How often have we talked about who you surround yourself with, and those people around you help to either make or break you in your business?
Because either way, you need it.
Yeah.
That's where the growth happens.
You can't grow alone.
Nope.
In any form of facet in life, whether it's biologically, whether it's psychologically, whether it's in just anything, you cannot grow alone. It takes something additional to add growth. That's just the basis of it, and it makes sense. Now, would you say that team has also sewn back into you in a way where you're ready for future growth? Would you also say that?
Absolutely.
You feel this pivot. All
Absolutely.
Right, where we're about to go. So I wanna dive a little bit into that future, that vision, that 2020, 2030, the things that are coming down the pipe for Pearls of Change. Talk a little bit about what you have that you want to bring to fruition.
So one of the things, a few of the things, I'll touch on the two most important things right now. Is like I said, with my partnership with NAMI, being a board member, my goal is to branch out and truly tap into the city of Houston with raising awareness over mental illness. My ultimate goal is to work with athletes because I understand the pressure and the scrutiny that they're under performing. Whether it's a football player, basketball player, baseball player, you have that pressure of performing. You also have that pressure of providing and, and then being a person, a real person. And they struggle so much.
Listen. Totally. I mean, because I think I'm so happy to hear you saying that because I'm a former college athlete.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things that I wish I would have had is someone to help me transition from playing basketball into mainstream because it's a totally different ball game.
It is. And it requires.
I'm here.
Got me, dude.
I'm here for that.
It requires a lot of you. It pulls from you. I'm sure you can, talk to your mental state, game day. What anxiety? I'm sure you experienced some sort of exactly.
Especially depending on the game. What's the odds? What's the cost? Like,
That's
is this
right.
a championship game? And that started as a kid.
Right. What really brought me to my desire, my passion to work with athletes was my 17-year-old shredded his meniscus his sophomore year.
High school?
High school.
Oh, that's early.
Sophomore year, he shredded his meniscus. Not a tear, a shred.
Yeah, you can't.
And we all understand what that means. If we don't, let me break it down.
Yeah.
There is no
There's no repair.
There's no repair.
Yeah.
Okay? So I watched my son go from this kid with this high energy and just love for life and passion about everything he touched to a clinically depressed 16-year-old. That was tough, me as a mother watching him. And I said, you know what? I went to him and I told him, I said, you got 3 minutes to be in your feelings, and then we got to go back to being gangster, baby, because we have things to do.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to be known as the kid that shredded his meniscus his sophomore year? Or you want to be known as the boy that overcame his challenge, and now you're on to doing what you wanted to do? Mm-hmm. He reflected with me, he did. He had about, I say, a good 2 weeks, whereas he was down and out. And then he came back and he said, you know what, Mom, I agree with you. I got to get it back. And he did just that. He took his whole junior year, that summer, going into his junior year, and trained and rehabbed and trained and rehabbed and got mentally tougher and stronger. And boy, watching him is like magic now. He's a senior, and I mean, I don't know where he's going, but I know it's going to be somewhere great. I had a professional basketball. I shared the same story with a professional basketball player, and he told me, he said, you know what? He is lucky to have you. He said, there's a lot of athletes that go through those injuries and can't bounce back because they don't have the mental toughness that they need. Because once they lose it mentally, it's over. You know, I tell everybody, where the mind goes, the body will follow.
So
you
true.
better say that.
So if mentally you're already defeated, it's over.
Yeah.
You're not going to come back and say, I got this, I'm going to do this, because already mentally you're like, you're done.
You need that dexterity.
That's right.
You got to have it.
So Pearls of Change over the next 5 years, we're in the city of Houston, raising awareness over mental illness, removing that stigma, because that's very important. Mm-hmm. Transitioning to working with athletes. And then, we got a book in the works.
Oh, you better just
you
got a title? Got an exclusive title?
You want to drop it right here? You want to do exclusive for Startup Masters?
You know what?
We need to get a sound effect
We
for
do.
that.
Mike. Magic Mike.
I'll just say this. He never said it would be easy. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
He didn't say it would be
We're
easy.
going to cut that up for a sound bite. We got you. We got you.
But that's where I see us. And I see great things. I see, having a team, again, a larger team of individuals, whereas there are psychiatrists, therapists. I want to pull in, focusing on that physical health, focusing on how you eat, because all of that to me ties into your mental health. If you're eating good, you're working out, mentally you're going to be tough. So that's where Pearls of Change is moving into the next 5 to 7 years. Mm-hmm. So be on the lookout, because
we got you.
We're changing the face of mental illness. We're going to make the goal is to help everyone to understand that being mentally tough and taking care of your mental health is just important as taking care of your physical health.
Very true.
You know what? But you keep referring back to the team. I love that. And I also love the fact that we talk about this all the time, G, at this table, that when you're a startup, you don't necessarily have a team. Mm-mm. You are marketing, you are sales and development, you are
everything,
maintenance, you are tech. I mean, you are the accountant, which really ain't a good idea. But
hey, you got to do what you got to do, because I am my accountant.
But oftentimes also something that we forget is the marketing piece of it. Like, how are we going to get the message out there? But good news for you guys. You don't have to worry about it, because guess what? The Sphere got you, because this portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
That's funny.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, we have evolved.
I love it. We really have. We've come a
long way from
since
the library
at
at
my
the
crib.
house.
We've come a long way, but always pushing forward with excellence. And
That's
sometimes we have to remember where we came from in order to know where we're going.
That's
Come on,
right.
G.
And as we take that idea and that approach, I've got one final question for you today.
Okay.
Especially as it revolves with psychotherapy, especially as it revolves around pearls of change.
Okay.
Because you have put in the dexterity to push forward, even though you've also been aligned
Mm-hmm.
and had great discernment along this way. But let's rewind that tape a little bit, right? I'm
Okay.
talking back through the meniscus tear, shred, and taking you back from client after client, whether it's a 2-client day or an 8-client packed day, taking back every moment or opportunity to go over and work out, taking back all the notes that you've taken, the dialogue that you've had, going back into time and erasing every piece of intellectual property that you've gathered as knowledge to then be able to disseminate issues back to other clients, taking it all the way back to square one, where you're sitting there deciding between a franchise or doing something a little different because you've got a word coming at you. But we leave you with the memory and we give you some seed money. How would you rebuild Pearls of Change this time around that you didn't do the first time?
You know what? Listening to you, I wouldn't change a thing. And you know why I wouldn't?
Why not?
Because in the process, it built character.
Talk about it.
When working for free, didn't have a dime.
Preach that.
But yet I'm pulling from my own resources, going out, seeing clients. Every single thing I did was out of my own pocket. It built character. In addition, it also helped me to understand whether or not this was something I truly wanted to do. Because we can easily get tied into a vision and a plan when a dollar sign is attached to it. But when you have nothing and you say, I'm going after this and it's not about me, I know that God placed something in me to give to others, I would be selfish if I withheld that.
Come on.
So no, I'm sorry. If you gave me a dime, I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to put it for whatever, but I'm going to keep pushing and doing it exactly the way I was doing it. I wouldn't change a thing. My character was built. And character is something you can't buy.
Come on. There was an exclamation.
Oh, I get to drop the mic on that?
I'm going to just sit back.
Mark.
I'm sitting back. Like,
She put emphasis on that buy. Okay, let me let you know.
Just so we're clear,
You cannot buy this
this
thing.
woman started her journey. It was faith-based from the beginning.
Come on.
Listen, y'all.
Right
I
to
was
vision.
I was hopping in and out of my car with my rolling bin going into my clients' homes. My office was the trunk of my car.
Come on.
But God blessed me and gave me the keys to my own in January of 2018. So again,
Salute.
when you take money off the table and
Yeah.
you're moving in purpose and your goal is to help others in any capacity, God will provide.
I mean, that's
And
the
I'm
byproduct.
I'm
money.
a living example of when he lay a vision in you that he's going to see it to fruition. It's going to come to fruition the way he wants it to come. My journey hasn't been easy. It hasn't. I mean, I've gained contracts. I've lost contracts. I've lost thousands of dollars, in a month. Whereas my lifestyle was set up for all of that. But I've not lost nothing because my purpose isn't tied to that dollar. It's tied to what I do on a daily basis. So everything during the process has been molding me for everything greater that's going to come along the way. He wanted to see if he could trust me with the small. And I proved to him that you could trust me with the small.
that word.
You better be a good steward.
Listen.
How can I trust you with the big if you can't take care of the small?
I lost in 2017. I lost a major contract, and I had this grand plan, that I wanted to give those kids in foster care this huge holiday party. And I could have been selfish and been like, you know what? I don't have that money. I'm taking that money out of my kids, Christmas activities. And, I can't do that.
Holiday on
You know what I
hold.
did? I still pushed forward and gave them kids that same party that I had planned. Not only did I provide for them, somebody else stepped in and provided for mine.
Come on.
So
that's how it works.
when you walk in vision and walk in purpose and you're aligned with God's purpose and plan for your life, you will not want. Your business will grow. Everything that you need will come to you. So if we're getting ready to wrap up, if I have to leave you with anything,
Give us some more.
Give
us some more, Glenda.
Look, if I have to leave you with anything, I will leave you with this. Make sure that what you are aspiring to do is tied into a purpose, a vision, and a plan. And that your goal is to have impact and not to take from anyone. Because when you're giving instead of taking, you will always be blessed. Your business will prosper. So, and God wants us to be entrepreneurs. He wants us to own the land and do all these things.
The cattle on
That's
1,000.
right. He didn't put us on this earth to be. That's right. Debt free. All those things. That's how he wants us to live. But we got to show him that we're faithful with what he's blessed us with.
Come on.
So,
you better make sure
that's
you're
what it
aligned.
is.
Your will is aligned with God's will. You better
do
it.
And it's because of the alignment. It's because of the things you've done. It's because of the faith that you have. The focus, the prestige, the power. We could keep the line going. It's because of all these things that we would like to officially coin you a startup master.
Hey.
Oh
So,
my God.
Glenda
Hey.
Demas, Psychotherapy of Pearls of
Thank
Change.
you.
Please let the world know where they can reach you, reach out to you, contact you for service to have this conversation about mental health.
So, if you are looking for a therapist, first of all, let me back up. If you're looking for just day-to-day resources, you're not quite ready to get in and sit down with a therapist, you're still on the fence, you don't even know if you're struggling, but there's some, imbalances that you may be experiencing, head over to pearls_of_change. Every day, I am dropping some sort of educational resource that's tied into mental illness that can help you identify whatever it is that you think you may be struggling with, whether it's anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder. Even if you're struggling with suicidal ideations, there's something on my website or my Instagram page that can help guide you into the right direction. And it will probably push you to call this number that I'm about to provide you. If you are looking for a therapist and you need someone and, you just want to sit down and do an assessment, a mental health assessment, I could be reached at 1-800-419-2568. My extension is 104. Again, 1-800-419-2568, extension 104. My office is off of Long Point in the Spring Branch area, 7807 Long Point Road, suite number 215. So again, if you're looking for a therapist, feel free to reach me, 1-800-419-2568, extension 104. And again, if you just want day-to-day resources, pearls_of_change on Instagram. Thank you.
There it is, good folks. And we definitely appreciate you and the patronage and everything you are doing
Thank
for
you.
the society.
Thank you.
KG, where can the good people reach you at, my dear?
Good people, you can catch me across all of my social media platforms. The easiest way to catch me, y'all, is at kogpassion.com. Hit the web. You can also see some additional things that I'm doing as well. What about you, G?
We out here getting it. Hey, you can reach me anywhere online. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And Glenda's inspired me. If you need to come by the studio, 10333 Harwin. I mean, I just want to give it all out now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you might as well.
Exactly. If you got any questions about what we do here on the show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. If you are on social media and you want to get with us at The Sphere TV, use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters, and we will definitely follow up with you. This has been another enlightening episode. We will see you all next time. Take care, folks.
Peace.